Hi everybody, this is the Baseball Hut, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion. Your host, and welcome back to the Baseball Hut 2. Hopefully you like this video and hit that subscribe button. Now, one of the things I like to talk about here is all the teams, and I don't care how good the team is or how bad they are, I will point out things. The Pittsburgh Pirates have a very good, have some very good players on their team. Paul Skeens is probably the best pitcher in baseball. They have a great guy, great ambassador in the game, and Andrew McCutchen there. They have a good young player in O'Neal Cruz, who's, I don't know what's going on there. He was their shortstop, and they moved him to center field. He had misplayed a ball in center field, I guess, against the Yankees on Sunday, and he didn't even try. He didn't even try to keep the ball from going behind him. But the biggest problem there is ownership. Ownership does not care about winning at all. They don't want to spend any money. In fact, during the offseason, when they had their fan fest, fans were basically dissuaded and basically persuaded not to talk to the team in terms of their problems. The rumor was that K. Brian Hayes was going to get traded. He didn't get traded, but there was a lot of talk that he was going to get traded, and the fans were very concerned by that. And any kind of questions that were asked of anybody during any kind of question and answer session with any player or any media person, it was basically kaput. It was like communist China. It's like the old Soviet Union. You couldn't ask. Ownership is hated. Absolutely hated. I saw a video on X the other day where the owner was going through the crowd, going through the stands, and all the fans were making comments to the guy, and he completely blew them off. Now, ownership is such a disaster. They won't spend money. They have all these one-year deals on all these players. And what's going to happen is when Paul Skeens gets close to free agency, he's going to be gone. He will be traded. Probably to some big team like the Mets or the Yankees or the Dodgers or the Padres, and help one of those teams win a World Series. There is no excuse for the Pirates to be so bad. There's no excuse for them not to spend money. And things are so bad that they put out this auction for Paul Skeens' rookie card last year, and it was picked up by Dick's Sports. They didn't even put out the fact that all these tickets, they had a 30-year season ticket window for whoever got the ticket. The kid didn't want it who found the card. And when it went up for auction, they didn't even auction off the tickets. So it tells you how people look at the Pirates. Not very well. But let me read you this. This is even worse. This is a story that came out, and the Pirates had to reverse course on this. Headline from Yahoo Sports. Pirates say Roberto Clemente sign will go back on PNC Park wall after being removed from advertisement. Now, there was a sign, basically an acknowledgement that he was a right fielder with the Pirates and the number 21. And it was taken down for advertisement. The team acknowledged the decision should have been discussed with the Clemente family. You don't take the thing down. You don't take it down, stupid. It was so stupid. A tribute to Pirates legend Roberto Clemente that adored the right field wall at PNC Park was taken down and replaced by an advertisement. That decision has outraged the Clemente family, which said it wasn't informed of the change by team management. Drawing attention to the matter got a quick response from the Pirates, who announced the sign, comprised of a diamond with Clemente's name and his jersey number 21, will return to its place in right field, where the Hall of Famer played all but 68 of his 2,373 games in the field. The sign was on the wall near the right field pole. However, an ad for alcoholic beverage Surfside is now in its place. The change was seen by those in attendance the first time with the Pirates playing their home opener on Friday versus the New York Yankees. Clemente's son, Roberto Clemente Jr., issued a statement on Sunday, on the same day when the Hall of Famer's number was retired by the Pirates, regarding the removal of the sign commemorating his father. Yesterday, I was shocked to learn that the Clemente 21 sign, a tribute to my father on the right field wall at PNC Park in Pittsburgh, had been removed replaced by an advertisement Clemente Jr. wrote. This change was made without any communication or consultation with our family. While we appreciate the Pirates acknowledge their failure to inform us, it reveals the broader issue of a lack of meaningful collaboration between the organization and on matters that are deeply personal and historically significant to us and the fans. Clemente Jr. went on to express gratitude to Pittsburgh's fans and baseball fans around the country for taking inspiration from his father's legacy, including his on-field achievements and off-field philanthropy. Team president Travis Williams took responsibility for what he called an honest mistake. It's not an honest mistake, it's just stupid. An oversight that was never intended to disrespect his legacy. We have used this area for advertising for many years. Williams said in a statement, when we didn't have a response coming out of COVID, we added an additional element 22 to honor the legacy of Roberto. It was a replica of the Three Rivers signage honoring him. Williams added that the right field wall is 21 feet tall, in honor of Clemente's number, named the Roberto Clemente wall, and has number 21 above the out-of-town scoreboard along the wall. Now here's the problem: is that this is a once you put something up there that honors a player, you can't take it down. It's not in good taste. It's just not in good taste. You cannot have probably the greatest Pittsburgh Pirate over the last, 100 years, and the most significant player in the island of Puerto Rico when it comes to Major League Baseball. You can't take his number down in the right field corner by the foul pole. You can't take that down. I mean, you cannot do that. I mean, it's just stupid. It's not an oversight. It's just stupid. It's just another way we effed up. But like I said, ownership is a disaster. Ownership should have said, look, we can't do this, But again, everything's upside down there. There's no pressure. I mean, as far as I could tell, I don't know what's going on there in Pittsburgh. We know that they're not the number one team in town, but they've been there a long time, longer than the Steelers, and there should be winning going on there. All right, they haven't won since 1979. All right, they've gone long periods of time without winning. That is a team that has had a long tradition of championship teams and championship play. But over the last 40 years, nothing. And the fact of the matter is, you can't take down Roberto Clemente. Anything Roberto Clemente, you can't take it down. You just can't do that. And for an ad for alcohol, it's so stupid. But that's how much of a disaster. When you have ownership that is a problem, they get everything wrong. When they don't do the right thing on the field, they screw up little things like this. And it becomes like a massive problem. But after 3 days, you didn't realize in the offseason when you took it down that was going to be a problem? There's nobody in the boardroom, and there's nobody making the decision that says, I don't think that's a good idea. It didn't seem like that. Like I said, he's a very significant historical figure in his community and in Major League Baseball. So why are you taking that down? I mean, really, it's just a very strange story. But we have a very strange situation there in Pittsburgh. And I want to mention, when the owner was going through the stands, they were telling him straight to his face that he needs to sell the team. They would tell him that, sell the team. And he needs to sell this team. Okay? We have other owners in baseball that are disasters. We know that. Now we have one less, the guy in Baltimore, he sold the team. We know the guy in Oakland is a little shaky, or he was in Oakland. The A's owner is very shaky. He didn't spend any money until recently, and that's because that was the deal he made with Major League Baseball. But the Pirates are a team with a storied history. They've been around over 150 years. They've had some of the greatest players in the history of baseball play for them. Ralph Kiner, Honus Wagner, Willie Stargell. I can go on and on and on and on. The Wayne brothers, on and on and on. Barry Bonds, And this team has done nothing. 46 years. I know they had some bad luck in that game against the Braves, but you know what? They've done nothing in 34 years. They had a good team about 10 years ago, and they did nothing with it. They got rid of Garrett Cole, and they let Andrew McCutchen cut his hair. Once he cut his hair, it's almost like Samson cutting his hair. It was never the same. And now you're going to have a situation where this team's going to get close to being good, and they're going to move Skeens. I guarantee you, by the end of next year or the following year, if we have baseball, you're going to hear a lot about Skeens getting moved. He's going to get moved before he hits free agency. I can guarantee he will get traded. And he will get traded to a big team, a good team. Like the New York Mets, the Yankees, the Cubs, the Dodgers, the Padres, the Giants. And he will thrive wherever he goes. And then again, the Pirates fans will be kicking themselves. You have to be a lot more forceful about sending out a message that you want this team to improve. You gotta really do a better job. And I would mention also as well is when you get into these situations when you have a do-nothing owner, a good-for-nothing do-nothing owner, that the fans are held hostage. They got a beautiful park. They have a good history, great history. There's no reason for this, none. If they had a lousy park like they had with Three River Stadium or whatever the hell they played in, then we wouldn't. I can understand, but they have a great ballpark. They have probably the most beautiful park in sports. The area is beautiful. The bridge is beautiful. Everything's great there. There's no excuse for this. It's disgusting. Well, you let me know what you think about this video. Of course, please subscribe to the Baseball Head 2, and I'll see you later.